Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news now. Let's sit down and talk about what might be one of the most exciting, yet surprising rumors to hit the Bills' universe in quite some time. Rumors are swirling around that the Buffalo Bills are eyeing a blockbuster move that could totally shake up the AFC East and reshape the team's offensive core for the upcoming season. The name at the center of all this chatter: T. Higgins, the young and explosive wide receiver from the Cincinnati Bengals. Folks, this isn't just some idle speculation. It's a serious, well-informed rumor that has the potential to transform the Bills' offense and give them a new dimension of firepower. So why all this fuss about Higgins? Well, for starters, Higgins is a proven playmaker. At just 26 years old, he's already established himself as one of the top young receivers in the league. During the 2025 season, despite some injury setbacks, he still managed to rack up 78 receptions for over 100 yards and scored 8 touchdowns. That's a guy who consistently produces, a guy who can make those contested catches and stretch the field. His 14.3 yards per catch and a PFF grade of 88.5 speak volumes about his reliability and skill level. And let's not forget, Higgins has a career total of over 4.0 receiving yards and 30 touchdowns with an EPA per target of 0.24 and an average of 4.8 yards after catch per reception. This guy is a big-bodied receiver at 6'4", capable of battling for contested catches at an elite level, often compared to the likes of Mike Evans in terms of red zone work and contested catch ability. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The Bengals, after a disappointing 6-11 season in 2025, are reportedly looking to shake things up. They're facing a cap situation around $15 million with about $7 million in dead money, and they seem ready to hit the reset button. The team is rebuilding, especially on defense, where their PFF grade was just a 79.3 last season, and they're planning to extend Joe Burrow's contract to keep him happy and committed long-term. The idea is to trade Higgins for draft picks, probably a second-round pick in the 2026 draft, and focus on building the roster from the ground up. The Bengals are clearly prioritizing their future, and Higgins, with his value, could be seen as a key asset to accelerate that rebuild. But what does this mean for the Bills? Well, Buffalo's offense, which already had a pretty solid season with Josh Allen at the helm, could get a serious boost with Higgins stepping into the fold. Currently, the Bills are looking for more reliable targets to complement Stefon Diggs, especially after the injury to Khalil Shakir, who finished last season with around 850 yards. Allen's EPA per pass was a modest 0.12, indicating room for improvement, and adding a receiver like Higgins could be exactly what they need to take that step forward. If Higgins joins the Bills, projections suggest he could easily rack up around 200 yards and around 10 touchdowns, becoming a go-to target for Allen and opening up even more opportunities for other weapons like Dawson Knox and Kincaid. And here's the thing, this move isn't just about adding a talented receiver. It's about expanding the Bills' aerial attack, making it more explosive and unpredictable for defenses. Higgins' contested catch ability, combined with his route running and yards after catch, could be a perfect fit for Buffalo's high-octane offense. Imagine Higgins lining up on the outside, drawing double coverage, freeing up space for Diggs to work his magic underneath, or even creating mismatches against linebackers. His red zone presence would also be a game-changer, given his history of scoring in tight spaces and his ability to fight for the ball in contested situations. This potential trade could also have significant implications for the Bills' postseason chances. As of now, the odds for the Bills to win the Super Bowl are around +4.0, which is decent but not great. If they pull off a move like acquiring Higgins, many analysts believe that the odds could improve considerably, potentially dropping to +1,800 or even lower, reflecting the increased confidence in their championship prospects. Higgins' presence could turn the Bills into a more dangerous team in big moments, especially in tight playoff games where clutch receivers make all the difference. His experience and ability to perform under pressure could be the final piece that elevates Buffalo from a good team to a real contender. Of course, there are skeptics. The Bengals are known for being cautious with trades, and Higgins' price tag, around $21, $8 million in cap hit for 2026, doesn't come cheap. But with the Bengals planning to rebuild, they might see this as a necessary move to acquire draft picks and future assets, especially considering their current cap situation and the need to extend Burrow. The Bills, on the other hand, are in a position where they can make this move, especially with their cap flexibility, somewhere between $1.8 million and $5 million, after some tactical cap management and the injury to Bernard that limited their rushing options last season. Adding Higgins would be a clear statement of intent, signaling that Buffalo is serious about contending for another Super Bowl and is willing to make bold moves to do so. Now, let's talk about the on-field impact. Higgins' addition would be a massive upgrade in terms of contested catches, a category where he's already proven to be top 10 in the league, and he was a Pro Bowler in 2024. His yards after catch, averaging around 4.8 yards per reception, means he's not just a jump ball receiver. He's also a threat to turn short catches into big gains. When paired with Allen's arm talent, this could unlock a new level of offensive complexity for the Bills. In terms of red zone targets, Higgins is expected to see around 18 targeted plays per season, and his ability to win those 50-50 balls could translate into an additional 6 or more touchdowns in the red zone alone. His red zone success rate and ability to fight through double teams could give the Bills a much-needed edge in close games. Defensively, the Bills could see a secondary benefit. When the offense is performing at a high level, it helps the defense by controlling time of possession and keeping opponents on the field longer. Plus, with more explosive plays on offense, the Bills can set up better field position and reduce the pressure on their defense to be perfect every drive. It's all about adding layers of threat, making the Bills' offense more dynamic and hard to defend. The chemistry between Allen and Higgins could develop quickly, especially given their shared history of success in college and the NFL, creating a duo that defenses will struggle to contain. Now, about the AFC landscape. Adding Higgins could be a real game-changer in the playoff push. The Bills are already considered one of the top contenders in the conference, but with this move, they could vault even higher in the odds and become serious favorites. The AFC is packed with talented teams, but Buffalo's offense would be a nightmare for defenses to handle, especially with the deep threat Higgins provides. It also positions Buffalo as a team that can adapt and overcome tough defenses, adding a layer of unpredictability that makes them even more dangerous in January. The trade also signals a clear message to the rest of the league. Buffalo is not just content with being a playoff team, they're aiming for the top for a Super Bowl. The AFC East itself could see a shift in power if this move materializes, with the Bills firmly establishing themselves as the team to beat in the division. The Dolphins and Jets are formidable, but with Higgins on board, Buffalo's offense could be the best in the AFC, especially if the chemistry clicks early in the season. It's an exciting prospect for fans who have been hoping for that extra spark to push the team over the edge. Of course, all of this hinges on the negotiations and whether the Bengals are willing to part with Higgins at a reasonable price. But given the Bengals' current rebuild mode and cap situation, it's within the realm of possibility. The Bills are in a prime spot to make this happen, especially with their own cap flexibility and the desire to build a team capable of competing at the highest level for years to come. If this trade goes through, it could be one of the boldest moves in recent Bills history, one that fans will remember as the turning point toward another Super Bowl run. And so, the speculation continues. Will Buffalo pull the trigger and bring Higgins into the fold? If they do, get ready for a whole new level of excitement because this offense would be loaded with talent, speed, and playmaking ability. It's the kind of move that could define the season and push the Bills into that rarefied air of AFC powerhouses. As fans, we're all crossing our fingers, hoping that the front office makes the right call. Because make no mistake, adding T. Higgins could be the difference maker we've been waiting for. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. In conclusion, this potential trade is more than just a rumor. It's a strategic move that could define the Bills' future. With Higgins, Buffalo gets a proven, dynamic receiver who could elevate their offense to new heights. It's a bold gamble, but one that could pay huge dividends come playoff time. For the Bills fans, it's a sign that the team is serious about competing at the highest level, about taking that final step toward bringing another Lombardi home. So stay tuned, because if this deal materializes, it will be the talk of the football world, and for good reason. Buffalo is positioning itself to be the team to watch, and Higgins could be the missing piece they need to finally reach that Super Bowl stage once again. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Buffalo Bills news.